people die so you can miss me with that love. To my UPK soldiers, any man try to cross your path, make him regret what that means. Fall on his ass. Comparing me to you really ain't no contest. Long live one West. Say what? Long live one West. This for those who thinking we ain't ready for. Tell them back up. I'm about to drop something heavy for. Go to grab, 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 go to grab. It's all about that warfare, boy. Give grab, give grab, back up, give grab, give grab, back up, give grab, give grab. It's all about that warfare, boy. Take grab, 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 take grab. My soldiers take grab till them stand down. Take grab, take grab, take grab, take grab, take grab, take grab, take grab. My soldiers take grab till them stand down. One West till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. One West till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. They ain't scaring me. Rip the soul out of Pharisee. Speaking heresy, it get you fucked up apparently. It's like they daring me. I said chill, they ain't hearing me. They ain't listening. Every bar nitroglycerin. Hit your heart, bring it back to start, make you live again. Get them dividends or we start getting ignorant. I be on that soldier shit. I told you shit phenomenal. Nah, but he a domino. So what you suckers trying to do? Rhyming comical, guess it's funny until I'm bombing you. Bring apocalypse to them pussy niggas that's popping shit. Team of all-stars, I coach them up like I'm Popovich. Fuck the politics and the lobbyists and apologists. They vagina, so we gon' check them like gynecologists. It's kinda obvious how the situation is ominous. The way I vomit this and regurgitate for the audience. They start applauding this cause the competition is fraudulent. From the era where niggas smoke you up like a parliament. The flow been stupid, shit has gotten retarded since all the dominance of one West rising to prominence. Cause I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. They want a nigga quiet, mute my maneuvers, but I ride like I got Groupons for Uber. Rhymes hard like they been viewed by Medusa. 9 milli Luger, 17 in the Ruger. Only need a few to sit up in your medulla. Obligata for the regatta, niggas wildin', they win every dollar. They riding by in black Impalas, let the semi holler. A showstopper, been this proper since the teeny bopper. But now I'm going, I'm off Patron, a premium of vodka. I put extensions on the Glock, modified the chopper. The swore heavy, war ready, and that's working mama. No marijuana, say I got the loudest silence on it. When I'm up on it, ain't no rapper do it like I do it. A lot of spitties and writers, but when they heat on, none of them can get to the fire around with me. And I had a nigga spin like a tire, down the deep. And I'm still dope as a piper. Every bar burn hard like a spoon with a lighter. Fuel to igniter, I'm winning, coming through with the title because UP. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me.
check. Righteous is the Lord. Give me rest from my sorrow. And hand down death for them devils. There's no tomorrow. Why? Cause they violence leave a man a stiff corpse. You see a flag in a bench, I see horns in a pitchfork. Go ahead. So please believe me, the white man is a demon. And I ain't gon' vote for them to free me. No. They beat us till we, the color purple, that's why this knife to they throat like ceiling. You got this nigga on his knees. They wanna have peace. We screaming, let this bitch burn at 1,000 degrees. I'm laying in the bosom of revenge. I told her I'd do anything she please as I squeeze on the double D's. Fuck you mean? I'm talking to you. Slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, slaughter. That they do not rise and fill the world with lies. Ain't die for your skin, you gon' die for your crime. I'm talking to you. So warn for your life. Your life try to destroy my people. You gotta pay the price, nigga. You gotta hear, let them hear. Till them devils that they end this shit. Slaughter, slaughter.
The police just shot him for no apparent reason. No reason at all. They asked for license and registration. That's the police officer over there that did it. With the black on. I can't really do shit because they got me handcuffed. I can't believe they just did this. I'm fucking back! Ah!
It's okay, I'm not here.
Outside, from the dust to the dawn outside. So in the morning outside, I'm catching wreck when they drawing outside. Cause it's a war outside, my sword drawn outside. This Excalibur, you better be on outside. Cause it's a war outside, I get it on outside. You in the crib, but the war outside, I get it on outside. And that's a definite, cannonball, wrecking shit, excellent. Rhyme Barack and bombing like the president. I remain strong, King Kong with the prevalence. I show you exactly what we do, that's how I represent. Hardcore, heaven sent, chain on, hella bent. Throwing all black when they spot me like the leopard print. Oh, I got the praise in, shades on, made men. Cause we put in work to stop the earth until it caves in. Walk strong, talk heavy, hold my own. You rock solid when we bout to leave the sword and stone. Nigga, we warriors, hardcore, tracking the pride. To let the Hebrew speak, nigga, general eyes. And we talk super heavy, nigga, that's a surprise. With all scripture, street talk, word to Captain the God. Nigga, we blazing, ripping the mic with all facts. Doing the knowledge to the max, till we cracking the pavement. UPK out of one West Harlem, nigga. We spring forward and they falling like it's autumn, nigga. Talking to all them niggas born in the mud. If you ain't feeling this, your cord unplugged, and that's real. Oh, I get it, cat tie, or they not of our kind. I get the order, then it's handle kind, not the one kind. Without a doubt in my mind, I'm finna stop and recline. Anybody that come against us, they should probably resign. It's a war going on outside, no man is safe from. I hate these niggas throwing shots, but can they take some? Christ says, sell out your garments to get a sword now. I'ma go and sell off these polos to get a 4 pound. Damn sure you started the war, but I'ma end it. Cause the spiritual war could turn carnal any minute. I remember riding back in the days, window was tinted. But Salaki, I'm done with that carnal shit, I repented. And they bomb-proof the booth every time I'm about to go win it. You ain't know this shit, I live for this truth and I'ma defend it. And I get my second wind just as soon these niggas get winded. It's a war going on outside. I'm jumping in it. It's a war
outside. You in the crib, but the boy outside. I get it on outside.
Nobody safe, it's a war out here. If you pussy in the streets, you a whore out here. See me all suited up in my fallout gear. 762, flip your fucking car out here. No burner, I still a break your jaw out here. No fear, if you scared, get a motherfucking pit. Or sit up in the church, you a motherfucking bitch. I give you in the verse what I give you in a clip. It's 32 rounds of fire, it never quit. A lot of fuckery going down, so what's the purpose? Sick of hanging around these clowns, get out the circus. If you cross that line, then you get lit up. The worst is all black hearses, tinted with black curtains. Docs on site with medics and mad nurses. Leave us out your verses. You don't want that kind of war, ready for that bullshit. Kinda like a matador. Get this kind of focus, you gon' need some Adderall. Something just to lock you in behind them padded walls. They say I got some screws loose, and that's true too. Don't let me let them wolves through like it's a full moon. It's like I transform the booth to a war room. Come up with a strategy, maximizing your calories. Courage of King David, battling like the Maccabees. Find out who you think that nigga, walk to him casually. Then proceed to bar his life away rapidly. Take a knee for your majesty, take it, they hate it savagely. I try leaving rap alone, but I guess that this had to be. Keep you grounded like gravity, in the ville, but it's amity. Horror, I see calamity, scar you up for my family. Mumble rappers be mad at me, fuck them up in they faculty. They words sweet, sit in they mouth and causing cavities. Yeah, it's a war, but none of you suckers worry.
It's a war going on outside. You in the crib, but the boy outside. I get it on outside. From the dusk to the dawn outside. So in the morning outside, I'm catching wreck when they drawing outside. Cause it's a war outside. My sword drawn outside. This Excalibur, your bladder be all outside. Cause it's a war outside. I get it on outside. You in the crib, but the boy outside. I get it on outside.
It cost me $18 to fill my drink up. Where it usually costs me about 30 something.
You understand? You done found a new breed of Hebrews that stand and walk with the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. And we don't care who we got to come up against. You ain't standing before this truth. You understand? We done took them all on and gonna continue to take them all on.
Surrounded by Edomites, lost a lot of truth to this tree of life. Open up the book just to see I'm right. Reminiscing on my ancestors, on those ships who had to plead for life. Took us to a place where ain't never safe there. Poisoning our foods and put our children up in daycare. Fresh out of slavery, still thinking that they care. Guns in the community, children can't play there. Brothers still brainwashed, we died for that same cost. Took away our history, believing that we ain't lost. Brother, I'm an Israelite, sin is like kryptonite. Brothers won't pray, no, they'd rather link a chick tonight. Praises to the Most High, I ain't like most guys. Eyes on the future, but I learned from a boat ride. Tribe of Benjamin, inherited on both sides. Background Jamaican, mistreated and I know why. I'm an Israelite, die for my Israelites. Blood of the Israelites, cry for my Israelites. Going through it cause we're Israelites. Kwam Yashra Allah to all my Israelites. I'm an Israelite, die for my Israelites. Blood of the Israelites, cry for my Israelites. Going through it cause we're Israelites. Kwam Yashra Allah to all my Israelites.
Kwam Yasha Allah, sons of the power. Rise from the ghetto when Satan want us devoured. The seal of the Lord ain't found in church towers. Never dying on my knees like no coward. Wanna be an Israelite, you gon' need more than fringes. You gon' need to show you approve and get in them scriptures. Oh, I forgot to mention, traumatized from the lynching. Homicide, we the victim, homicide ain't the ending. Kids with PTSD, suffering symptoms, never getting treatment. Something he gotta sleep with. Stockholm syndrome so long, it ain't a secret. That's why I die for them brothers I'm facing east with. Cause I'm an Israelite, crackers better get it right. Visions of my enemies, death flow through my dreams at night. And if your mind ain't there, then we don't dream alike. Reporting live from hell, home of Christians and Edomites.
I'm an Israelite, die for my Israelites. Blood of the Israelites, cry for my Israelites. Going through it cause we're Israelites. Kwam Yashra Allah Allah to all my Israelites. I'm an Israelite, die for my Israelites. Blood of the Israelites, cry for my Israelites. Going through it cause we're Israelites. Kwam Yashra Allah to all my Israelites.
While they play the sidelines, comfortable on benches. Catch me on the front lines, putting work in trenches. Making sure our election, preparing for Armageddon. Mastering this profession of prophesying these lessons. Protecting our adolescents and answering all their questions. Teaching the love they reflection, no matter what the complexion. We got a common connection, a part of God's hand selection. A shot at the resurrection, through us achieving perfection. But to give life takes sacrifice. Battle demons every vice. Short days and long nights. Less sleep and more fights. More wisdom, more strife. Telling everybody that they wrong and you're right. I'm an Israelite, blood of an Israelite. I ride for my Israelites and die for my Israelites. We owe a debt cause Christ paid the price. So who ready to give their life the life of an Israelite?
I'm an Israelite, die for my Israelites. Blood of the Israelites, cry for my Israelites. Going through it cause we're Israelites. Kwam Yashra Allah to all my Israelites. I'm an Israelite, die for my Israelites. Blood of the Israelites, cry for my Israelites. Going through it cause we're Israelites. Kwam Yashra Allah to all my Israelites.
Because I'm willing to fight against drug dealers if they Muslim, if they Christian, if they atheist, if they Buddhist, if they killing black men, guess what? I'm gonna say something about it. Because you know why? Just like you ain't gonna, like your boy said, it ain't gonna happen. Guess what? I'm not letting nobody sell you drugs without me saying that. I'm not gonna do it. You know why? You know why? You know why? Because even though I don't know you, guess what? Just like that's your boy, guess what? I'm your boy. Even though I don't know you, I'm not letting nobody sell you crack. You know why? Because I never saw you before. But you a black man like me. And it's worth something.
My whole life was trying to find something to follow. Had loyalty, every man tried to borrow. Felt pain and a lot of sorrow. Got betrayed, so packed, I didn't even have my heart broke. Living confused, about to lose hope. Cops got me on the side of the road like a sideshow. Need an antidote before I croak. Now I'm setting fire to rhythm man blues, call this guitar smoke. Rebel with no cause, trying to find direction. The world got me vexed. Picked up a bad liquor habit that's hereditary from oppression. Felt like my life was on fire, trying to find an exit. Now look, 10 G's plus a good wreck. Sometimes a follower is a soldier, trying to find a good shepherd. Plus when you in hell, how did you excel? Wisdom the breath of life, I believe in fairy tale. Listen well to what I tell. No calling can cause pain. Something that a rebel knows very well. Can't you tell I was sent from the Lord? Got a tongue like a two-edged sword, with a style that they might just record. The only thing equal is the curse for the wicked and the righteous reward. Have mercy on the many, don't see it. Separated from the tares, now on my prayers, and it's so be it. A rebel, take the world by word of mouth. UPK, we the rebels that you heard about. Yeah. And it ain't gonna stop till 100 virgins in the house and I'm handing verdicts out. Get rank, you ain't heard a clout without a shadow of a doubt. These devils hitting licks off us. Fuck the bank, I'm about to stone the pocket ticket office. Can't sweet talk us, cannot stop us. And plus I know the feds watch us. Telling people that they church full of witch doctors. Put us in prison, they stockpile us. Meanwhile, UPK turning rebels into Rockwallers. In league with mighty men, and now I understand things that never truly made sense. Like why I'm crying at this funeral for a criminal, knowing he ain't innocent, it's fucked up. But my boots shine, standing between two priests, about to blaze on their ass, call it tough love. Look out for niggas just cuz, and wouldn't touch a white bitch with OJ's black gloves. Father, forgive me for my error, I'm forever by your side. Clean and purge me of all my flaws. This the reason I'm alive. Thank God for this truth, cause for a long time was a rebel without a cause.
Look, man, first time I met Commander Junior Honda, man, hit 3807.
Rebel without a cause.
My little daughter with me. Opened the door, he was dropping the truth on me and all that.
Rebel
he
without
said,
a cause.
man, you know, You do your time, we taking them out and training in hand-to-hand combat.
Rebel without a
said,
cause,
oh, yeah.
it's the reason I'm
Shine me
alive.
up,
Thank
nigga.
God for this truth, cause for a long time was a rebel without a cause.
And you cannot whoop us. We're already dead. We're already beaten down. We've been beaten down for 400 years. We already got the wounds inside and outside our bodies. How you gonna hurt us? You cannot threaten us. You cannot frighten us. We live in the most frightening places, under the most frightening conditions. We are immune to fear. We are immune to harm. You see what I'm saying? You have stepped into a cesspool. You're the only one gonna get infected.
Hey, Shalom, Israel. This is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge under Commanding General Yohana, where we teach blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians who they are according to the scriptures. Tonight, Officer Natazab will be hosting the Brotherhood class, and we're going to get right into it. Show you brotherhood in the Bible, show you how it's crucial to the future of this nation, and how brotherhood is always under attack in the black, Hispanic, and Native Indian community. All right, just a couple things I always like to touch on before we begin, just stories that are out there in the news. Currently, I seen today that there was a judge still issuing warrants, bench warrants for people that weren't showing up for court, even with the implementation of the current coronavirus quarantine. So that goes to show you, man, that this nation is not for us, you understand? This nation is built to enslave and keep you under subjection, black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man, all right? And no less, it was a black woman, a black female judge, man. And these judges and this whole nation is programmed to keep blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians underfoot, man. A lot of what you won't know, what you don't seem to realize is typically, man, the black woman is our oppressor's greatest weapon against this nation, man. You understand? It almost seems like no one hates the black man more than her. You understand? It's seared in her mind that all her woes and issues and, complaints are the result of the black man. But she fails to see who orchestrated that in the first place, man. So, with that being said, let's get 1 Thessalonians 5:26. You understand? Here in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, everything we do is modeled after the Bible, man. Everything we eat, how we act, how we rank each other, you understand, in this nation, man. How we address each other, okay? You can find it in the scriptures, man. Give me 1 Thessalonians 5:26.
We're in the book of 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 26. Greet all the brethren with an holy kiss.
Greet what?
Greet all the brethren with an holy kiss.
Greet all the brethren with a holy kiss, man. A holy kiss is a touch, man. That's that pound that we give here in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, man. There is no handshaking, you understand. We give a pound, which is also goes into conjunction with the director of disease and control, who says it's best to give a pound, man. That just goes to show you that this is spiritual, man. You understand? And that the UPK is modeled after the Most High will, you understand? Read that again.
Khan. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 26. Greet all the brethren with an holy kiss.
A holy kiss is a touch, you understand? Not that thing that they do in the Christian church, man, where they kissing each other on the cheek, you understand? You're not puckering up your lips and kissing a man up in here. Read.
Khan. Verse 27. I charge you by the Lord that his epistle be read unto all the holy brethren.
Drop that. Give me 1 Timothy 5 and 1, man. We greet each other with a holy kiss, man, in here, man. That's just our tradition. I understand. What you got, Tara?
If I could, sir, I was going to get it in the Zondervan's Bible Dictionary.
Please, yeah. Get kiss in the Zondervan Dictionary, man. So that people can understand that the spirit behind the Bible, man. The problem is they learn from their Christian preacher, man. He gonna say, greet everyone with a holy kiss. Well, what does that mean? That means go over there and kiss that man on the opposite side of the room in the congregation. Go and put your lips on someone else's woman who's sitting next to you. You understand? Your Christian pastor doesn't understand the scriptures. What you got? Yep, no sweat. You understand? That's what the ISUPK does, man. We break the scriptures down, man. And you lean not unto your own understanding up in here. We're going to give you the spirit behind each command that's in this book. It's in there? All right, no sweat, man.
If I could.
Yep.
If I could, so like.
Go ahead.
You know, it's funny that you brought that scripture out because, you know, a lot of heathens and, you know, people that's just not of the Lord, it's not even his people, they will attempt, you know, to follow the Bible, and they'll think of that to be so literal, you'll have them kissing you right in the mouth.
Absolutely, man. You understand? Like, if I'm driving a car, right, and I kiss the back of his bumper, does that mean I got out the car and puckered up and made love to his bumper? No, man. It's a light touch, man. It's just a touch. That's it, man. You can't be confounded by these Christians, man. You understand? The spirit of Christianity is homosexual. You understand? And sinful. All right? What you got?
You said 1 Timothy, sir?
1 Timothy 5 and 1, man.
We're in the book of 1 Timothy, chapter 5 and verse 1. Rebuke not an elder, but entreat him as a father.
Treat him as a what?
As a father.
As a father, man. You understand? That's something that we don't do in the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian community, man. We look at that father, the man, and we look at him like he's dirt. You understand? We don't respect him or his authority, man. Understand? Read that again.
Rebuke not an elder, but entreat him as a father.
You got to treat that elder as a father, man. You understand? You don't know what this is what you have to understand, man. The Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man is the #1 enemy of this nation, man. And he needs your support, man. He has no one else. You understand? That's why it's so important, the Brotherhood, man, in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, man, is so stressed, it's so enforced in this nation that it feeds those brothers who would not find love elsewhere. You understand? That's why it's such a necessity. You understand? Read.
And the younger men as brethren.
And the younger man is what?
As brethren.
Young brothers, man. Y'all brothers, man. You understand? Y'all, you know, as always, man. A man, you know, that's coming up with you in this truth is your brother. You understand? And you love him and are responsible for him. You understand? And you have to look at it like that. All right? Is that it on that? All right, Most High in Christ, man. So that's that's just some of the factors that here in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge that we enforce. What you got?
If I could, sir, it's more to it, Salakia.
Okay, let's read.
Verse 2. The elder women as mothers.
Hold up, man. That's heavy. Elder women is what?
As mothers.
As mothers, man. Read.
The younger as sisters with all purity. That's it on that, sir.
All right. Most High in Christ. Hold that and get me Matthew 12 and 46, man. That's heavy right there. The older, those are our mothers, man. You understand? I always looked at, my friends and, who were even in the world at the time, man. Their mother is my mother. You understand? These my brothers, man. It's a spirit behind seeing, your neighbor as your blood. You understand? Only in the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian communities do we see each other as brothers. You understand? Everyone else, they're strangers to each other, even though they're of the same race, man. It's a reason, it's a spirit behind us when we come up and dap a brother. Hey, what's going on, brother? You understand? Occasionally you'll get someone of another nation, an Edomite, call you a brother, and you just know that feels weird. You understand? You ever had that happen, Zerah? A white guy say, hey, brother, we need to stick together or something. You like, that don't sound right. It just doesn't feel right, man. And that's because they're not spiritual about it. You know what I'm saying? They don't have the same spirit as we. But your spirit of discernment, you even hear that and know that's not right. It sounds wrong, as a matter of fact, Not only do it sound weird, it sounds wrong. When you hear a white guy say, hey, what's going on? You either take it as he's making mockery, or he's just trying to be down so bad that you can't even fathom the idea. You understand? What you got?
If I could, sir, that's like, if I may, sir, that's like a real heavy point because, like, even in the world, even before understanding the truth, me, I always felt awkward just, being a friend to a white person because the spirit would just weigh off. I can't relate to you.
Listen, man, how many times have we been burnt by having that, that Edomite friend? You understand? How many times have we been stabbed in the back on it? Or something happened, you're like, damn, I know it was Caleb, but I can't prove it was Caleb. You understand? That's why, man, here in the UPK, man, we got to live what we live here, live it out there in your personal life too, man.
That's
you can't
right.
just be UPK on, school nights and Sabbath days and, so on and so forth. And when I see the Akim, nah, man, UPK is a lifestyle. And that lifestyle is modeled verbatim of the Bible. You understand? You can't even listen. It is against our customs to even sit with heathens at lunch. You understand? You know how many times I've been like, man, you know what I'm saying? You got to be like, hey, I'll catch y'all next time on the lunch tip. Or, this, that, and the other, unless it's business. You understand? But yeah, I definitely feel you on that, Zerah. Yeah. Definitely feel you. It feels wrong. And it damn near feels sinful when you hear it. You understand? It feels like a damn sin when the oppressor calls you brother.
Ooh.
It sounds so deceitful. Go ahead.
Even in the world, sir, like, when I was in
even
the world.
in the world. Damn right. Even before I knew I was Israel, it was like, damn, something not right about this. It's like he's saying it to pacify me.
Right.
Or saying it to, like he about to ask for a favor as soon as he called me. You know what I'm saying? And that's, and 9 times out of 10, that's what it is.
That's all it
is. The other 1% is to make mockery of you. You understand? If he's saying, you got the oppressor calling you brother, we got to stick together. Brother, we family. You brother from another mother. You understand? That is all folly and garbage.
And one more point, like, if I could, sir, like, man, it's just, like, this how that spirit felt to me. Even, like, when I was even outside the world. If I made a white friend, I knew and I understood I can't bring this white person if with me on a 2-man mission going out on a date, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to go chill with a few girls. I can't take him and, you know what I'm saying, Because he ain't going to fit in. They going to be like, what is this?
Right.
You know, and that right there, like me, I had that spirit. It was something just spiritually off.
Right.
I understood. Like, if I take him, we ain't going to get no girls.
Yeah, man, listen. Not only are you not going to get any girls, but they going to remember you was with that Edomite. So your second chances are out the window. You understand? Listen, you hanging with Holden? You understand? You hanging with Christopher? Oh, man, I can't mess with you, man. Yeah. Listen, y'all go get them, you know, the white girls. You know, they down for whatever. You understand? But yeah, that's how, you know, being, and that's why it's such a lifestyle, even with the brotherhood. Who
That's
you
right.
hang out with defines you.
That's right.
You understand? If you hang out with a bunch of weed heads, what am I going to, suspect of you? You smoke weed.
That's
You know,
right.
if I hang out with a bunch of crackheads, I don't smoke crack. I don't do the crack, but I hang out with them. You know, you're going to build that reputation of being a crackhead right along with them.
That's right.
You understand?
Even if, you know, a girl, you know, just being, you know, one of them whores around the neighborhood that's just whoring, you know, letting everybody hit it. You know what I'm saying? If a girl just associating herself with that, people gonna assume this girl is a whore right along with her.
Damn right. Damn right, man. And that's how it's always been. Did we lose feed?
No, lies.
Okay, sorry, Christ. Yeah, we good. But yeah, man. You understand? Who you hang out with defines you. You understand? And that's so important because you have a reputation that you have to build. You understand? Our goal is to what? What's our goal, Zara?
Common sir, to fish.
To fish. Damn right, man. You understand? That's our goal, is to fish for brothers. You understand? Get me, did you get that? You got that Matthew for me? Matthew 12 and 46?
Kind.
All right, let's read it, man, because, you know, we got brothers and we got immediate blood family who are not in this truth, right? You understand? We got brothers, we got sisters, birthed from the same mother who are not in this truth. You understand? Get that for me.
Kind. We're in the book of Matthew, chapter 12, and verse 46.
Read.
While he yet talked to the people, behold, his mother and his brethren stood without, desiring to speak with him.
See, ain't that just like our family? Imagine your mama coming up in here. You want Shamar, General Yohana here. You understand? And they like, listen, we want to talk to, you know, Zarak. You reading for General Yohana. You understand? Are you going to break, you know, protocol and go see what mama want? That's mama, not Zarak. You understand? That's mama. Read.
Kind, verse 47. Then one said unto him, behold, thy mother and brethren stand without.
This is so heavy, man. In order to be in the body of Christ, you have to understand this concept. That not even your blood relatives can be an obstacle from you from receiving the kingdom. From being an obstacle for you in joining this body, man. You understand? Read.
Kind. Desiring to speak with thee.
They want to speak to Christ. Listen, I'm his mother. You understand? You ever had, you know, isn't that what quote unquote celebrities go through? You know what I'm saying? Listen, man, let me backstage. I'm his cousin. I'm his cousin from, you know, let me go see the baby. I'm his cousin from, you know, his auntie Michelle's side of the family. You understand? Read.
Kind. Verse 48. But he answered and said unto him that told him, who is my mother?
He said, well, hold up. You're my mother. My mother want me. Who is my mother? Who is she? You understand? And that goes into conjunction with what scripture can I think of? Just think about it. When it comes time for crowns to be handed out. Christ, I was your brother. Christ, I was your man. We had the same mother.
Kind.
But they wasn't in the truth.
Then we prophesy, Lord, Lord, sir.
Yeah, damn
Paraphrasing,
right.
of course.
Damn right. Paraphrase. Lord, Lord. Did I not do this and this and that and that and that? What is Christ gonna say? He don't know them niggas. He's saying it right here in the scriptures. He don't know who you talking about. This, my mother, my brother. I don't know them niggas. Are they with me in here in the UPK? I don't know. You understand? Read.
Kind of kind. And who are my brethren?
Who is my brother? Read.
And he stretched forth his hand toward his disciples.
Towards his who?
His disciples.
Towards his who?
Disciples.
That's who you got to consider your family, man. Whoever Christ considers his family. Those who follow after him. Now listen, even Judas was in that lot at the time.
That's right.
You understand? And that's who Christ considered his brother more than his mother, who he considered his family, more than his mother and his immediate brothers and sisters, man. You understand? You got to have that mindset. Put no one before Christ, man. Listen, Christ said it himself, didn't he? He said it himself, man. If he that loveth mother and father more than me is not worthy of me.
That's right.
You didn't understand that scripture because you are in the Christian church or the Muslim mosque. So you'll say the Bible's corrupted. You understand? When it's so clear here of the precepts, man.
Kind of one kind. Ooh.
What you got?
So like it, sir, if I may, is that like that right there is a straight up cut to show you like that Christians really not even in church. They not even that spirit for the Bible.
No, man, they not in there, man. They in there for the concerts, alright? Like
That's
all
right.
Christians are, man. They in there for the song and dance, the guitar and them drums.
Damn
That's
right,
it,
sir.
man. I was looking on the internet today, and it's crazy, man. You say one thing about anything, and next thing you know, you got ads on your Facebook. But I was looking on Facebook, and there's an app on there for pastors, Christian pastors, to where they can set their phone up and conduct sermons from the inside of their home. You understand? Like the hustle never stops, man. They are excellent. Listen, they are greedy dogs. You understand? They are excellent hustlers. Because in the Christian church, man, listen, the thinking behind how to make money, how to get more money, how to squeeze every penny out of my congregation. Like the thought process, could you imagine if they were adamant about fishing for men under Christ? You understand? They want those women up. You understand? They want the women who are silly and dumb and will spend their money providing he talks bad about black men. You understand? If that pastor going in on how bad men are and how they're the cause of all women's problems, listen, he's making a killing, this Easter Sunday. Go ahead.
Like Crypto Dollar, sir, like he get 27 million in his pocket.
Listen, he got it in his pocket. He already got the monies around. He needs more. You understand? And listen, he needs more. How much is enough for a Christian pastor? What's enough? It's never enough, man. You understand?
That's heavy.
Go ahead.
Kind of kind. And he stretched forth his hand toward his disciples and said, Behold, my mother and brethren.
Those are his family, man. To sum it up, that's who Christ's family was. Those that followed after him, man. He didn't even consider Mary or his immediate blood brothers and sisters. F them. They ain't want to pick up this truth and follow me. That's in the scriptures, man.
Kind of one kind. Verse 50. For whosoever shall do the will of my Father which is in heaven, the same is my mother. Slacking. The same is my brother and sister and mother.
See there? That's the most important thing you have to do. Because you never know, man. Like, Christ understood that what the goal was. You understand? Did Mary? Listen, Mary. She wasn't a pork eater, was she? She made sure she kept the Sabbath. You know, she obeyed her man. Yet and still, Christ wasn't considering her. It's not just enough to keep the law. You understand? You got to get in the body. You got so many fake Israelites, these Old Testaments, who don't recognize Christ, man.
Right.
Who don't recognize the kingship. Okay? And listen, and they're going to pay for it, man. Unless they repent. You understand? I'm pretty sure they're cutting up bullocks every time they, commit a sin. Every time, and, most of them weed heads, because they search the scriptures and say, we can smoke weed now. You understand? It's from the earth. It's from the Garden of Eden. This was the plant that Solomon smoked and got all that knowledge and wisdom. You understand? Just drug addicts, man.
That's right.
That's all, man. Bunch of weed head drug addicts. What you got?
And if I could, sir, the first thing they'll say, you know what I'm saying? I ain't no drug. I can stop smoking weed tomorrow.
Can't they always stop when they want? You understand? They always can stop when they want, Zara. You know when they gonna stop? The only way they gonna stop is when they run out of money and weed. That's it, Zara. Once they get either or back, it's back on.
That's right, sir. Because if I may, like if it was just so simple, wouldn't they just stop to just get a job?
Exactly, man.
But they go around want to search, you know what I'm saying, and buy pee or synthetic piss or buy some piss off somebody.
Right.
You know what I mean? Instead of doing what they said they can do. I can stop smoking weed tomorrow.
Listen, man. From all the brothers that I've ever spoke to, their main hurdle that they got to jump is passing the drug test. Like weed is such a demon on our people, man. It constrains you from getting a goddamn job.
That's right.
You understand? It's so heavy, man. It's like I'd rather smoke weed than have money. You understand? To have a living. And I never understood that, man. It's been like, Captain Laban and I, we had the potential to get brothers, employment opportunities, right?
Mike, sir.
You know what I'm saying? All right. And, employment opportunities. So, is it on?
It's on, sir. I'm just about to turn it up.
Okay, Most High in Christ. And the brothers and sisters that we come across, the first thing that they ask, do I have to take a drug test? Like, what? Like, huh? Like, brother, you got all the qualifications here. Why are you worried about that? Well, and it's always a month, Zarok. When last time they smoked weed, a month ago. Okay. So this tells me that this brother is going to try and buy one of them kits and try and clean the urine. Of which, man, Esau is ever evolving and beating that. So now Esau don't look to see if you don't have any weed in your system. Now what Esau does is he takes it from your hair, or he'll look for the ailment that they put into the whatever they drink or whatever. Ooh. That's what they look for. Like, listen, man, we had a brother, man. This is crazy. You gonna laugh at this? We had this was years ago. We had it was a brother who told me, man, he was a weed head, and he said he went and took a drug test, and they said congratulations. He was like, oh shoot, I got the job. They was like, no, you are pregnant. I'm like, good night, man. I'm like, man, like that's crazy. You understand? Like. It was obvious he used someone else's, urine. Like, man, and that's so disgusting, man. It's like the lengths we go to keep and hide our lusts, man. You understand? That we'll go as far as to have someone else piss in your damn pants. Like, can you risk? I mean, we risk that balloon or whatever popping or any damn thing. You understand?
Right.
Like, that's crazy, man. Like, it's disgusting, first of all, to have to be holding urine all day. And then, you know what they say? Oh, I had to hold it up against my body to keep the temperature. Like, man, like I've heard all these,
disgusting,
scenarios and ways to keep weed warm or to beat a drug test. You understand? Of which, if you make a mistake, you have an accident, the first thing they're going to do is send you to the clinic.
Right.
But that's what we do, man. Go ahead.
If I could, sir. And then, what's so heavy about it, sir? The first thing, when you come against weed, or you tell them, you know what I'm saying, you might want to stop. Hey, you might want to stop smoking weed at least so you can get a job. Right. Hey, man, I smoke weed all the time. I ain't about to stop.
Listen, man, nobody gonna stop him. You understand? The only person who's gonna stop him is the Lord when He kills him. You understand? And that's the unfortunate. That's the last lesson that's taught, or learn. You try and learn from. That when you're on your deathbed, from whatever, man, you probably got a hold of some bad stuff, whatever, man. The last thing you thinking is wanting to repent.
That's right.
You understand? You just hoping the Lord will, within the last 5 minutes of your life, the Lord will, have mercy on you and allow you to live. But typically, man, the Lord will, based on your history, man, based on what you've done, man. You understand? Everything's a struggle. You understand? You have to. Everyone has their cross that they have to carry. You understand? Christ didn't want to die. He didn't want to die. You understand? He wanted to get lit before he went on the cross, man. You understand? That brother wanted to get zooted off that wine, man. But man, he had that strength, man. You understand? To back away from the cup. Something Christ loved to do. Christ loved wine. You understand? Christ did not want to go through that pain and suffering, man. But because He understands an order, you understand, from the Almighty, man, He went ahead and carried it out. And that's something again, man, in this brotherhood, which is so important, man, that we follow orders, man. And we have a army structure here in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. You understand? Orders are given, and orders are followed, man. And you're judged based on you carrying out that order. You understand? If it comes time for war, and you're given an order, and you don't do it, guess what, man? You get 20 people killed. You understand? Because you either, didn't deliver a message, didn't do this, didn't do that. And that's why it's so important that orders are followed. You understand? King Saul did what? He did 99% of the things the Lord told him to do. But he did, for the 1%, 2%, let's say 2% he didn't do. He kept the sheep. And what else did he do, Zerat? You remember the story?
Kind of kind.
Go ahead. Who else did he let live?
If I may, sir. He let Amalek live.
He let Amalek live. You understand? Could you imagine if Saul, if Saul had just followed the goddamn order? He kept sheep, and what did he say? We do this all the time. He was supposed to kill all the sheep, right? And what did he say? What does he say when a prophet came to him and said, "Why is there sheep? Why do I hear sheep?" What did he tell him, Zerah? The reason why he kept the sheep and didn't obey the Lord. He told him, "Listen, I was going to use those for sacrifices."
Good night.
We always making excuses. That's another thing in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, which is not allowed, and that we cleanse you from, man, is excuses. You understand? Right. No making excuses, man. When you found out, own up to it. That's the best thing you can do. Just own up to it, man. You understand? The lessons learned in the regarding brotherhood in the ISUPK, one of which No excuses, man. It's so essential to your personal life, man. You understand? You go to that job and you in that interview and he says, tell me one of the best characteristics about you. Tell me a little bit about yourself. Tell him this. Tell him, listen, I live a life of no excuses and I find a way to get it done. You damn near won half the interview right there. I'm telling you.
That's right.
That's the honest to God truth, man. You understand? Ever since I came into the UPK, I've been using that line. You understand? No excuses, man. And then what? He let Amalek live. You understand? Ain't no telling how many Amalekites that he let go. It was just the one. And why? Because he was rich. We always seem to have pity on these rich bastards. Now, Amalek, guess what? He owns your raggedy ass building that you rent from. You understand? He don't fix anything. Okay? He's your employer. He pays you peanuts. You understand? Pays you up under the table because he's such a crook and he's in love with money. You understand? Now, Amalek always has his foot in your ass. Salakia. You understand? Because of Saul's sin. All right. What did I have?
Kind, sir. You had for whosoever should do the will of my Father which is in heaven, the same is my brother and my sister and mother. That's it on that, sir.
Yeah, that's it, man. So understand and recognize who should be your family. You understand? Who you should desire for. Listen. Since coming into UPK, I have 100 brothers. I got 100 mothers, 200 sisters.
That's right.
You understand? Your family multiplies when you come into the UPK, man. You understand? Your mother hates you because you don't worship Jesus. You understand? You don't love the pastor who molested you. All right, or you don't go to, mass. Listen, man, you come up in here, man, you're going to get 100 mothers. Right. So what, that one mother who hates you, hates the truth, and loves, Caesar Borgia over you. You understand? Listen, you could come in here and multiply your family. That's what Christ is telling you. And they'll be a mother to you. They'll love you. You understand? The moms, hey, listen, they cook better too. You understand? Ain't you getting tired of eating pork and beans and hot dogs and, the whole miracle meals that your mom would do for you? Listen, man, it's mothers in here in the UPK, man. Listen, they'll feed you till you burst. You understand? And it's the absolute truth, man. They post those pictures. And before you know it, listen, you don't want to come into the UPK other than for the damn food. You understand? What you got?
Kind of one kind, sir, if I may. It's heavy you say that, sir. If I could, like any city we visit or anything like that, like any state that we go to, there's always a school. It's always UPK. It's always brother in there. Like, and that's the beauty of it. You know what I'm saying? And the more beauty of it is the bond you get with the brothers. Say if we had to go to Minnesota or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? You got an officer in Minnesota. He'll let you in his home.
Damn right.
You his brethren.
Damn right.
That's how strong our brotherhood is in the UPK.
That's so heavy, Tarak. Because listen, man, you gonna go to some family. You gonna go visit some family where at California or something. They gonna say, hey, it's nice to see you, Tarak. Now this is your blood family, right? Hey, it's nice to see you, Tarak. This, that, and the other. Oh, okay, yeah, this, that, and the other. Where you staying tonight? What hotel you staying at? You understand? It won't even be offered for you to sleep there on the floor. It's going to seem like an inconvenience to them if you stay. You understand? I mean, and that's not for everybody, but you can guarantee at least 50%. Now, in the UPK, man, listen, them brothers going to make sure you eat. They ain't going to be over there, well, hell, how much you got on it? How much you got on this meal?
Right.
Your family going to ask. Going to say, listen, I need everybody's attention. We about to go get ribs. How much you got on it? You know what I'm saying? Or do anybody want anything? Okay, where your 20 at? You understand? Listen, man, everybody eating the UPK.
That's right.
You understand? Everybody eats because it's brotherhood and family here. You understand? Which is not stressed anywhere else. And at church, listen, man, you're going to have to wait till the church fish fry. You understand? And they listen, they might even check the records to see who's giving tithes and offering before they allow you there. You understand? Then you ain't going to be able to eat a man's worth of food. You're going to have a damn, catfish nugget, two nuggets per person.
Right.
While the pastor's plate is overflowing. What you got?
If I may, sir, just to share, like the Brotherhood. I went to Chicago for camp, sir. You know what I'm saying? It was just me and my rib. We had went down there for camp, and like after we had camp was glorious, of course.
Yeah.
After camp, Officer DeBar Moth. You know what I'm saying? He let me stay in his crib, and when I tell you the hospitality was so, immaculate, it was a beautiful thing. You know what I mean? I ain't never seen for the brother. We fed, we played the game. And, they had a little extra room. It was just everything was all, in brotherhood and unity.
Damn right, man. Chicago, they well known, man, for being hospitable, man. DeBar Moth, man, I remember, man, he let 5 of us stay at his crib. We were there for Hebrew Academy, man. He let 5 of us stay there, man. I ain't want to be, you know what I'm saying? So he was very like, man, listen, man, y'all brothers hits a couch here. That brother tightened a lot of Detroit up, man.
That's right.
You understand? And that's just, Captain Mile Quad is over Chi-Town, man, and, and that trickles down.
Damn right.
His hospitality trickles down, man. And it goes to through his men, and then they show it.
Damn right.
So, like, I'm real grateful for them brothers, man.
Just had to put that out there. But that's, if I could, sir, but that's what makes it so heavy, Brotherhood is definitely a huge weapon in the UPK. Like, we stick together on everything.
Damn right.
And, that just can't be defeated.
Yep, I love it, man. Awesome. So, is that it on that?
Sir.
Yeah, Most High in Christ, man. So recognize who your families and allies are. You understand? If you have the mindset that you can't trust anybody but the UPK, you have the right mindset.
That's right.
You understand? Listen, everything should be subject to risk if you're not in this one body, man. You understand? Get me 1 Peter 2:17.
We in the book of 1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 17. Honor all men. Love the brotherhood.
Love the who?
Love the brotherhood.
Love the brotherhood, man. That's a commandment. You understand? You have to love this brotherhood, man. Read.
Fear God. Honor the king.
Fear God and honor the king, man. Honor who is up under the Lord. You understand? The person trusted to lead the Most High's people. And who's the king? Christ.
That's right.
You understand? That's who the king is. Love him. Because he does the will, not his own, but the will of the Father. Okay? Is that it on that?
All
right, Most High in Christ, man. A lot of times we get deceived on who our brothers are. We think anyone, you think if the oppressor's nice to you, listen, that's my brother. You understand? You think if Moab give you an extra, hairy chicken wing, listen, I can trust this guy. You understand? When it just so happens, Moab can't count. You understand?
Right.
Moab, he give you, instead of 6 chicken wings, he make a mistake and give you 7. And he probably gave you that 7th one because it fell on the floor any goddamn way. However, you look at that as a blessing from God, and you say, you know what, I can trust him. He has my blessing. Or you a Muslim, and you walk into the same gas station, same liquor store, same corner store every day. What up, Aki? What do they say? Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Yeah. You understand? And that's your brother. He's more your brother more so than a stranger, a black man who's a stranger to you. Why? Because he's closer to Muhammad than you are, and you know it deep in your heart, man. You understand? He's closer to Allah, that rock over in Mecca, man. His culture is what you mimic afterwards, and you desire it. You understand? Read.
Count on Wakan. Servants, be subjected to your masters with all fear, not only to the good and gentle, but also to the forward.
To the forward, man. The strong, assertive. You understand? The ones that tell you to go do that. Pick that up. I need you here right now. Not just the ones that gotta say the water every time they give you an order. You understand? Read.
Count on Wakan. Verse 19. For this is thankworthy if a man for conscience toward God endure grief, suffering wrongfully. Verse 20. For what glory is it if, when ye be buffeted for your faults,
you see there,
ye shall take it patiently? But if when ye do well and suffer for it, ye take it patiently.
See there? You see that, man? Be mindful, man, of what you're going through, because you have to put yourself in the scenario. If it's coming from the Lord, listen, you accept that. You understand? You accept if it's coming from the Lord, your hardship. Again, and then this goes back to the another value of the UPK, man, that everything is a test. Everything is war. You understand? That's life. Will you overcome it, or will it overcome you? Your situation, man. You understand? Drop that and give me 1 Peter 3:8.
Count on Wakan. When the book of 1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 8. Finally, be ye all of one mind, having compassion one of another. Love as brethren. Be pitiful, be courteous. Verse 9. Not rendering evil for evil, or railing for railing, but contrariwise blessing.
Read that again from the top.
Count on Wakan. The book of 1 Peter chapter 3 verse 8. Finally, be ye all of one mind, having compassion one of another.
That goes back into conjunction with what? Being with the one body, man. You understand? We all can't believe a bunch of different stuff and be under the same tent. You understand? If you have any issues, which is taught according to the scriptures, man, bring it to the forefront. You understand? Have it challenged, man. You understand? Have anything, you prove all things, right? That's in the scriptures. Can't be believing in a Virgin Mary. You understand? Believing we can't keep the law unless we in Israel. Why? So I can steal and sleep with other brothers' women now because I ain't in the land of Israel? No, man. You understand? You can't have all these double-minded people amongst each other, man. You have to be like one what, Tara?
Count on Wakan. Be ye all of one mind.
One mind, man. That's brotherhood, man. Read.
Having compassion one of another. Love as brethren. Be pitiful. Be courteous. Verse 9.
Pitiful and courteous, man, when it's applicable. You understand? Pity a brother who can't get off crack, who can't, Stop smoking weed. You understand? Be courteous always. Read.
Kanawakan. Not rendering evil for evil.
Don't listen. Somebody do evil towards you, man. Listen. Don't do it back. You understand? Read.
Kanawakan. Or railing for railing.
Or what?
Or railing for railing.
Or railing for railing. Read.
But contrariwise blessing, knowing that ye are thereunto called, that ye should inherit a blessing.
Again, man, everything's a test, man. You understand? And it's how you handle your scenario is the outcome of your reward. You understand? Get me Deuteronomy 28 and 50, man. Too many times have we seen, and I'm gonna jump back for a minute about how we see these other nations as our brother, man. It only takes one little act of kindness before you're ready to betray your whole damn nation. You understand? And this is called Stockholm Syndrome. Wow. And the basis of Stockholm, you can get the door. And the basis of Stockholm Syndrome is what, man? You forever, man, you beat and enslave and keep a person underfoot. And then when you finally come to your, when you're finally allowing the slave to be free, Shalom, what's going on, Cap? Yeah. So when you finally allow that slave to come up from, the basement, you understand, you show him a little act of kindness, and before you know it, he thinks you are God. You understand? And that's the summary, pretty much, of Stockholm Syndrome, of which this scripture is definitely going to show you who you need to remain focused on as your enemy and who you need to remain focused on, who your brother is. Go ahead.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 50.
Right now, man, you have a nation that's sending out bench warrants during a quarantine period, no less. Like, damn, you cannot get out the rat race. You understand? This is a rat trap maze for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. To issue out bench warrants, knowing damn well that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians can't leave the house.
Right.
You understand? It's a trap. This nation is designed to trap you. Read.
That's right. When the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 50. A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old.
A fierce countenance, man, who won't regard the old. Read.
Nor show favor to the young.
Or show favor to the young, man. He don't give a damn about you. You understand? And that's why here in the UPK, man, we advocate brotherhood, man. You don't have anywhere else to go and find love but this nation, man.
Right.
But the UPK, man. We're going to give you the utmost love that you've ever had. We're going to love you more than your mother, man. More than that mother who allowed her many boyfriends to molest you, man. More than that mother who you thought because she was able to, get with the good fellows to get you, to make sure you had a Christmas. Now, you got D's and C and F's on your report card all damn year, and you wondering if you're going to have a Christmas or not.
Right.
And your mother rewards that evil and with a pagan holiday at Christmas. She didn't love you, man. You understand? She didn't understand how to show you love, man. The Father, he does love you, though, however, because the Father chastises who he loves. And damn it, if you don't think blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are being chastised every day, just look out your window, man. Turn on the news, read a newspaper, read a Yahoo News article, man, and tell me if the Lord is not chastising the nation of Israel today.
That's right.
You understand? Read.
Verse 51. And he shall eat the fruit of thy cattle.
He shall eat the fruit of thy cattle, man. Eat up all your sheep, You understand? Sacrifice pigs on your damn altar. You understand? Read.
If I could, sir.
Go ahead.
Could an example be the so-called oppressor slaying all those buffaloes?
Oh, absolutely. Oh man, how could I forget, Zarok? You understand? That was a way to get rid of the native Indian. Kill his food source.
Right.
You understand? That's just how, the oppressor works, man. You understand? His job is to kill, steal, and destroy, man. Isn't that what the buffalo? Listen, no regard for the buffalo. What the buffalo do, Zora? Your issue was with the native Indian.
Right.
So in the effort to get rid of him, you'll just completely make it your goal to make the buffalo extinct. And buffalo, man, that is some good meat. That's some good eating. You understand? That was a clean animal. So now, what are the Indians gonna hunt for meat when the buffalo are gone? They gonna start what? Driving them to sin. Now I gotta eat. Now because they feel they need to eat meat, they gonna start what? Eating squirrel, eating what? Pig, wild boar, catfish. You understand? This nation, again, man, it will always drive you to sin, man.
Right.
In their effort to destroy you. Okay? Just like that judge, man. She already know the brothers and sisters can't pay the damn fine that she's sending bench warrants out for. You understand? So she still is gonna listen. They were probably gonna show up anyway and still have to go to jail and still have to pay the fine.
Right.
But under her master's order, man, she's ordered to crush you into powder by any means necessary. What you guys are on?
If I may, sir, it's a statistic showing like in April of millions.
Do you have that?
Millions. I'm just pull it up.
Yeah, pull it up real quick and read it.
If I count on one count, so let me get that. But if I may, sir, just to clarify, it's millions across the U.S. that have not paid their rent in April.
Listen, man. Listen. That shows you right there, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. We have some sort of power if we stand together. You understand? You know what the problem is? You wait for your oppressor to make the move. You understand? Instead of taking the lead some goddamn time. You understand? Right? Like the Zarok said, pull that. Let me know when you get that article. Like Zarok said, man, Officer Zarok of 1,000, man. Like that brother said. Listen, millions of people have not paid that rent, not paid that mortgage because of the coronavirus. Now, that landlord, if he wants, he has legal means to evict you out of his property. You understand? But listen, a lot of them are not even taking that route. They have the right to say, it ain't my problem the coronavirus is going on. Pay me my money. But because blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians stand together, they can't do nothing but accept it. You understand? What you got?
We're in CNN News with nearly 10 million Americans filing for unemployment in March. April 1st was always going to be a difficult day for U.S. renters.
For who?
For U.S. renters.
Because why, man? That unemployment money, listen, that landlord is heartless, man. Amalek, listen, he don't fix the plumbing. He don't give a damn that the lights off. The heat works sometimes. You understand? You ain't frozen to death. He ain't coming in there fixing nothing if you ain't a damn popsicle.
Right.
You understand? But damn, good read.
Wakan. Now we have an idea of just how difficult nearly a third of 13.4 million U.S. renters, 31%, didn't pay their rent between April 1st and April 5th.
Listen, he ain't getting no rent money. You understand? Listen, my unemployment check ain't came in, and I need the unemployment to buy food and other resources. You understand? that landlord has the option to say, it's not my problem. And you know what? That money, as soon as that unemployment hit, pay me my money, and I'm charging you a late fee. Now here in this nation, that is normal. You understand? Not to have compassion. And that's why it's so important that we become a nation, man, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian. Because why, man? We have our own portion. Guess what, man? You're going to be late on your rent, and it's going to be a brother who thinks you need to pay a late fee because you were late on your rent.
Right.
And that brother's going to protest paying that late fee or the rent. And you know how it's going to be settled? How's it going to be settled, Zarak? The way the ISUPK settles matters, man. What you got?
It's going to be settled in a court?
In the council.
In the councils.
Damn right. You understand? You're going to have brothers that's going to look at the righteousness of the judgment, the righteousness of the cause by both parties, man. And a righteous judgment is going to be made, man. You understand? And that's why it's important that we have our own. It's always been important for the Lord's people to have their own. You understand? To be governed by their own people. Why? Because if you're governed by a heathen, he's not going to give a damn if you keep the Sabbath. He wants you working. You understand? He's not going to give a damn about your high holy day, your Passover.
Right.
Listen, he makes the most money on Passover, on that Thursday, that Friday. You understand? So he needs your ass working. But if we're within our own nation, you understand? If we join together, man, in one body and have one voice, there'll be no option but to adhere to our requests.
Damn
you
right.
understand? And that's what the UPK is trying to emphasize to you fake Israelite groups out there, man. To you, you Christians out there, man.
Right.
You Muslims out there, man. That we need to be one body. Y'all always talking about coming together. You understand? I think we need to have a summit. We need to have a sit down. Well, damn, when General Yohana sits down with all you black leaders and tells you, thus saith the Lord, you want to tell us what Allah has to say about it, Muhammad. You want to tell us what the mummies and King Tut and, what's these silly guys' name? Isis and Ra have to say about it.
Good night.
You understand? And it's all folly and garbage, man. You understand? You don't have a standard. You don't have a boundary on what you should and shouldn't do. If you're a Christian, forget about it, man. You're doing whatever the hell that feels good. And guess what? You're going to twist the scriptures and say the Lord wants you to do that thing. He wants you to eat pork. It's okay to be a homosexual. That's how God made you.
Good night.
You understand? Listen, you love little kids. What they going to say? Muhammad married a 9-year-old. You're going to justify your wickedness, man, because you don't have a standard. What you got?
If I could say on that point, those wicked preachers are just evil and just disgusting, and they hate the Lord's people.
Listen, that's the purpose, their purpose, man. To see if Israelites are going to be silly enough to follow them. And the scriptures tell us what? The kingdom is for what? A few, man. Narrow is the way to salvation. Listen, go ahead and be in them churches with the, 30 million, 1 million, 2 million, 30,000 members, man. You understand? You should go and join that church if you're going for the numbers. However, we know what happened to David when he counted his men in the army. You understand? Is not the Lord enough? Christians have always measured themselves by the numbers of members that they have, man. That's the biggest deceit you could ever have, man.
Right.
You understand? Think you are doing the Lord's work because you have 1 million members, man. You understand? You see how silly that is, man? How deceitful that is? Is that it on that?
Call them what kind, sir. That's it on that.
Okay, Most High in Christ, man. Get me Matthew 5:25. Before you do that, get me Lamentations 4 and 18.
Count on one
This
count.
is heavy, man.
In the book of Lamentations, chapter 4, and verse 18.
You better get into the UPK right now, man, and understand and learn brotherhood, man. It's important you get into this body right now. What you got?
In the book of Lamentations, chapter 4, and verse 18.
Read.
They hunt our steps.
They what?
They hunt our steps.
Listen, man, that judge, that black female judge, is hunting the steps under the orders of her slave master to hunt the steps of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. She's hunting you, setting traps. You understand? Read.
Kanawakan, that we cannot go in our streets.
You can't even go in your damn street. You understand? Listen, it's predominantly blacks and Hispanics and Native Indians in your neighborhood. Yet, damn, you don't even want to leave the house because why? Because why? You got a warrant now. You understand? You got a bench warrant not under any of your control because you're trying to follow the rules mandated by the, your governor, mandated by the powers that be of your state. You understand? You got you're at a fork road and both of them lead to doom. You understand? The illusion of choice. Go ahead.
Kanawakan, our end is near.
Our end is near, man. Listen, man. Listen, and that's the mindset of a young black, Hispanic, and Native Indian male. You understand? In his early 20s. His end is near. Listen, he don't even give a damn if he run up on somebody and shoot out with the cops. Why, man? Because he already has in his mindset that he's fighting a losing battle. You understand? Listen, he doesn't think past the age of 25. Why? Because listen, he feels his end is near. Read.
Kanawakan, our days are fulfilled.
Our days are complete, man. Read.
For our end is come.
Our end is come, man. Lamentations, man. The book of sadness. You understand? The book of sorrow. All right. Get that Matthew 5. You know what? Scratch that. Get me Hebrews 13 and 1, man. We're gonna keep this brotherhood love going. What you got?
If I could, sir, it's stretched more.
Let's get it. Let's get it, man.
Kanawakan, sir. Our persecutors.
Our what?
Our persecutors.
Our what?
Persecutors.
Read.
Are swifter than the eagles of the heaven.
Come on, man. They don't waste any time persecuting you. You understand? It's a thing for them to ensure that their foot is always on your neck. All right? There is no relief in the black, Hispanic, and Native Indian community, man. It's, taxes are, we pay, they pay a higher water tax in Detroit than they do out in the suburbs. Did you know that? Taxes are higher in Detroit than the suburbs. And you know where all your tax money, all that investment goes? It doesn't go towards the infrastructure. You understand? It doesn't go to the streets. It doesn't go down your street. Damn sure it goes down to invest downtown Detroit.
Right.
So that more of the mayor's people can come and enjoy the benefit of your labor. You understand? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the battery that runs the U.S., man. That runs the goddamn world. And once you're used up, they throw you away, man. You understand? What you got?
Kanawakan, sir, if I could, I got a question.
Read.
So, could you use that scripture? Could it be like a perfect example to use, like how police will stop black people more so, and and get them tickets, and to violate them more so they'll do their own?
Absolutely, man. You can definitely use this scripture to associate what police do to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Not only that, you look at this. They do what? Listen. We can't go to. Listen. We don't even want to go out in the streets. You understand? They hunt our steps. You know why? Because one black person. Guess how many one black person in some trouble in jail after committing a crime. How many people does that employ? Think about it.
That
The
employer-
police officer that arrested me, the police officer that got to watch me while I'm in jail, the food carrier that delivers me bad choke sandwiches. That's what they used to call them in jail. I remember I was in holding one time, man. They brought me this dry ass sandwich, and my damn water fountain didn't work. I said, damn, how I'm supposed to, eat this damn thing? You understand? Choke sandwiches, man. That's what the guy in the next cell told me it was. I never heard of that before. But anyway, what else do we have? Your lawyer who has to defend you, the lawyer who prosecutes you, the judge. Listen, the parole officer after you get out. One black man employs a ton of people, man. You understand? Listen, they need to hunt you. Why? What does a hunter do? When a person hunts, what is he hunting for?
His prey.
Not only for his, why is he hunting his prey? For what?
For meat.
For meat, man. And that's what this nation sees blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians as. That's meat. He see you walking down the street. Listen, man, that's my bread and butter. How can I get him arrested? How can I get him in prison? You understand? Listen, that's at least 10 people you employ every time you throw a brother in jail. You understand? Is that it on that?
Lies, sir.
Come on.
They pursued us upon the mountains.
Mm-hmm.
They laid wait for us in the wilderness.
Now, this in particular, this is talking about our oppressor, the same one that rules over us today. This was the same oppressor back then. He's doing the same thing. Listen, if the same thing worked beforehand, why am I going to change up my game? You understand? If Kobe bust them, them threes all the time, listen, why should how am I change up my game? Why should I? Why try and go in for the layup if I know every time I bust a three right here in this corner, every time I stand right here and shoot here, I'm going to hit the three. Why change up your game? The same thing happened back then, same thing happens now. Go ahead.
That's it on that, sir.
Yeah, man. You understand? It's the same thing over and over again, man. What's that scripture I'm thinking of? As in the days of old. No, not that one. There's nothing new under the sun.
Yeah, kind of what kind.
You understand? Same thing, man. Rome did it too. They do it to us every chance they get. When they were the nation of Edom, when they were the Romans, when they were the Grecians, when they were the Americans. It doesn't change, huh? All right? Get me Hebrews. You gave me Hebrews 13:1?
No, lies, sir. I'm about to get that right now.
Yeah, let me get that. We're going to go back to the love of this brotherhood, man. Because we don't seem to think that's the foundation of this nation for some reason. The foundation of building this nation, man. It's so important to have brotherhood. All you got to do, listen, if you don't know how to have brotherhood, mimic your oppressor, man. You understand? Your oppressor, listen, you try and go to one of his bars out here in, in the suburbs, listen, the music gonna stop and everybody's gonna look at you. You understand? Get the hell out of here. All right? You go to the black bar. You understand?
Yeah, I'm right.
Like he goes to his brother's bar. That's why his brother's bar makes money. He goes to his brother's gun shop, his brother's barber shop. You understand? His brothers, listen, mom and pop little tool stores. I don't even know. I don't understand how these, how the oppressors, little mom and pop tool shops still stay open. Little crafts and all that. But they do. Why, man? Because he loves his brother. If you don't know how to love your brother, just look at the other nations, man. Look at the Chinese and the Koreans. See who he employs. I don't see nobody. You take your woman, you take your rib to go get her nails done. I don't see no black employees. Listen, I hardly ever see any of the oppressors in there. I see them occasionally, but they work in that cash register because for whatever reason they can understand all that that ching chong talk. You understand? For whatever reason, they can understand them and then be able to convey what what they need to you. You know what I'm saying? Same with the hair stores. I don't see any black women being employed up in there. For some reason, Moab knows what you should put in your hair, what you should glue to your eyes. Listen, this is the whole eyelash thing that's some new phenomenon that's just, everybody got to have fake eyelashes now. You understand? Go ahead.
When the book of Hebrews chapter 13 and verse 1. Let brotherly love continue.
Let what?
Brotherly love continue.
Meaning this, man, don't let loving your brother stop. You understand? Once it stopped, we have to start all over again, man. You understand? Read.
Verse 2. Be not forgetful to entertain strangers.
Be not what?
Be not forgetful to entertain strangers.
Read.
For thereby some have entertained angels unawares.
Yeah, this is something that I instill even in my sons, man. To be careful, man, who they talk about and see out on these streets. When we're driving in the car, and if I have the capability to do so, and I see a brother out on the corner that need $10 here, $20, who needs money to eat, right? He needs something. I know why he at the corner. You understand? He ain't got to have a sign. I know why he there. Listen, man, I go ahead and entertain that stranger. I give him $5. I give him, 10. Brother, go and get you something to eat. You understand? It's been many a times, man, where I seen like, man, this is weird that I see this, this homeless black guy standing in this particular area. Ain't even no damn money. You can't get no money here. What you standing here for? This ain't even a place where traffic usually comes. And you know what? I never see him in that spot ever again, man. Why, man? Because I probably entertain a stranger. Read on to why we should ensure that we entertain strangers, man.
Verse 3.
Entertain
verse 2.
Angels,
for thereby some have entertained angels unaware.
Some have what?
Entertain angels unaware.
Some have entertained angels unaware, man. You understand? You see somebody that look like you. The angels are here to verify if you're showing brotherhood. You understand? They need to make sure that they go back and report to the Father that you know what? Zerat loved his brothers enough, man. I seen him pass the Edomite bum up and made sure I got the $5. I got that $20 bill, his last 20 that he had. You understand? That brother Zerat shows brotherhood and he loves his nation. You understand? Let's prove that the Most High sends angels to survey the area, to observe, man. Give me Ecclesiasticus, the 23:19. That's the Apocrypha, right?
You said 20 and 19?
23 and 19.
23 and 19.
The Lord, man, uses his angels, man. He gives them orders and they go out and walk the earth, man. And then they come back and report. You understand? That's what the angels do. Those are the eyes of the Lord. Read.
In the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 23 and verse 19.
Read.
Such a man only feareth the eyes of men.
Listen, man, we only fear what your pastor gonna see, what your brothers in the UPK gonna see. We only fear what your boss gonna see. You understand? But listen, I'm about to go roll over here and pop my man's woman while he's at work. We both work the same shift, but I called off today. You understand? Read.
And knoweth not that the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun.
You see that, man? 10,000 times brighter than the sun. Meaning what, man? You got 10,000 angels reporting on the same damn thing that are reporting on the same damn order given to them by the Lord. because he needs to make sure all angles were covered. The angel gonna see when you gave that brother $5 from the back, from the side, from your left to your right to your front, from the top, everywhere, man. You understand? Angels are everywhere walking the earth, reporting back to the Lord. Read.
Beholding all the ways of men.
Beholding all the ways of men. So like I just said, man, when you think about committing adultery with that sister, with that brother's woman, man, you understand? When you think you just gonna smoke this weed real quick, you know, you just gonna hit the blunt. It's just a blunt. You understand? You only gonna do this one. You ain't bought it. It ain't like you spent your money. Your man's just passed you the blunt. You understand? Read.
And considering the most secret parts.
And the secret parts, these are the places you don't want the Lord to see. Listen, you in your room by yourself, Sarah. You understand? Any man. You understand? They in the room by themselves. And listen, man, oh, snaps. Lo and behold, they picked up a pair of pants and a bag and a dime bag fall out. You understand? Well, shoot, I ain't about to let this go to waste. I'm going to roll up, and then, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to be, you know, and then I'm going to go to the UPK, and then I'm going to join officially then. Let me just get this, you know, get it all out. My system. Read.
Verse 20. He knew all things wherever they were created. So also, after they were perfected, he looked upon them all. Verse 21. This man shall be punished.
He shall be what?
This man shall be punished.
But nobody saw me. This man should be what?
Punished.
But I kept my game tight. This
Punished.
man should be what?
Punished.
But my alibi, listen, man, you can ask him. I was with him the whole time. I didn't, you know, steal that car. Wasn't I with you, Raheem? He shall be what?
Shall be punished.
Shall be punished, man. You understand? Read.
In the streets of the city.
In the streets of the city. Read.
And where he suspected not, he shall be taken.
Listen, man, that's the most scariest part, man. When you don't see it coming. You understand? When your story was water sealed tight. You understand? When you only was going to do it just one last time. You understand? When you least suspected that what? He shall be what?
He shall be punished in the city, in the streets of the city. And where he suspected not, he shall be taken.
He shall be taken, man. When you don't see it. Like a what? Like a thief in the night. That's the same way Christ's going to come back. When you don't, listen, you're going to not even consider. This could be a day when the Lord comes back.
Right.
It's going to be so unexpected, my God. You shall be taken when you least expect it. All right?
If I could.
What you got?
If I could, sir, that's like a huge and like a heavy point, you know, if I may, sir, that like people really don't get or understand, like, you do not know when Christ's coming back.
Listen, that's so important, man. And listen, and that's in an effort to help you. You understand? To keep you on your damn toes. You understand? The Lord, hey, listen, wasn't it enough? Listen, the Lord gave you clues to when he be coming back. You understand? He gave you clues. But you don't even heed that. You don't even take that as a warning. You just want to live it up. You know, be lukewarm. You know, you do that whole UPK thing next year. You know, they telling the truth. Christ is black. God is black. You know, the church is a lie. Allah is a rock. I should be keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. That's true. He did say, you know, he did read from the scriptures that Christ didn't do away with them. My pastor's a liar, but I'm just not ready right now. You understand? I just need to, you know, keep doing what I'm doing. You know, pop these hoes. You know, smoke this weed. You know, I've been pushing this rock ever since my daddy was alive. I didn't learn from him getting killed. You know, maybe, you know, I got time. Let me stack up. You understand? What you got?
if I could, sir, like they don't even realize or consider Christ could come within an hour, like literally, like you know what I'm saying. That's how serious it is because you don't know it's gonna come so unexpected. You could be like, you know, just having a conversation with your rib or anything like that, and Christ just come and shut this whole operation down within a second. Like that's a scary thing if you're not if you're not prepared. Like you know, like the brothers in the UPK, you know, just prepared for it.
And that's the whole premise of our training, man. To be prepared, man. Here in the UPK, man, they want you to they want to make sure you have a crown. You understand? They want to make sure that you make it into the kingdom.
That's
you know,
right.
it was a foreign thing. Listen, before I came into the UPK, I heard about the 2/3. The 2/3. The 2/3. 2/3 of y'all gonna die. You the 2/3, huh? Here in the UPK, man, they pray for the 2/3 to be saved, that the Lord will have mercy on Israel and change his mind about killing us all. You understand? And that was so heavy to me, man. My heart dropped when I heard that. I was so ashamed. You understand? Because I was so busy pointing out whoever didn't heed this truth, or what I thought was the truth, was the 2/3. Not knowing, man, that these brothers and sisters were just as ignorant as I was when I was in the truth.
Damn right.
But man, I said, man, the UPK, you mean that hate group love all the brothers? Even brothers who don't know that they Israel, who don't know Christ is black, they love them too? Listen, I had no choice but to come up in the UPK.
Damn right.
You understand? I looked at that, man. I said, damn, listen, I've been won over by the Most High. And I thank the Most High, man. He showed me favor enough to, reveal that to me, man. You understand? What you got?
If I could, sir. If that's not brotherhood, then I don't know what is brotherhood.
Listen, I don't know what else, man. What, brotherhood is only if you dress up in purple? If he got on purple like me, that's brotherhood? You understand? Listen, man. Listen, all of Israel is commanded to come into the UPK, man, under one body. We ain't ostracizing nobody. You understand? You are commanded under Christ, under the Most High, man, to come into this body. All right? Give me 2 Peter 1 and 10, man, and then we're going to close out.
We're in the book of 2 Peter, chapter 1.
We got any questions? We got any questions? Just see. And then we can read that scripture.
Let me check real quick. Lies, sir. No question.
All right, no sweat. Let's get that.
Hold on. Okay. Connor Wakan, sir. We're in the book of 2 Peter, chapter 1, and verse 10.
Did I say 2 Peter or 1 Peter?
You said 2 Peter, sir.
I think I said first. Oh, yeah, I did. 2 Peter, you're right.
Connor Wakan. Wherefore, the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure.
What is diligence, man? Diligence is what, man? Be persistent, man. You understand? What's important to you? Is getting a car, getting a Corvette important? You diligent about that, man. You understand? You saving all your checks. You understand? Working overtime so you can make sure you get a Corvette, man. What is important to you? Give diligence. Read.
Gunwakan, to make your calling and election sure.
To make your what?
Your calling and election sure.
man. Be persistent in your calling and election, sure. You understand? What does that mean, man? What does it mean to make sure your election is sure, man? That means to prioritize, man, your life. Prioritize what's important, man. Is this work important? You understand? Maybe your job is more important, man. You understand? Maybe your job, your woman and your children is more important than this truth. Then you know what you should do? You should be diligent, man. Make sure you climb up in the ranks, man. You understand? Be the next supervisor or manager at all cost. Even if it's, to put the Most High and Christ to the side, man. You do your due diligence if that's your goal. But here, man, in the UPK, man, we're going to make our election sure. And here in the UPK, man, you get the training, the leadership training. You understand? The training not to make excuses all the goddamn time. Finding alternate routes to complete your task, man. You understand? We'll help you all day, every day. All right? With that, I'm going to pass the class over to the officer of 1,000, Zarak. Shalom, Israel.
ISUPK security announcements. We are the ISUPK, start out of 1 West, 125th Street out of Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves with the world. They need transportation. The teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers 18 and 21, Malachi 3 and 8 through 10, means tenth in the Hebrew, ma'ashra, 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like. Up and coming Holy Convocation, we still have the Lord's Passover coming up. Make sure you stay in touch with your camp leaders for more info to keep in touch, all right? If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black, boots, shirt, pants, headbands, and scarf. With that being said, I'd like to give a courtesy salute to the teacher. Hey, Majim. Majim Shabbat. Hey, Majim. Barak. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Brakatah. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Brakatah. Yajimata. Dismiss.